Hi everybody, this is going to be the self-awareness activity for the week of July 14th, or whenever you come across it and feel like you want to do it. But hello sweetheart, what I have realized is that the cards that come up for the self-awareness activities often seem to be guideposts also for how it's going to be helpful to be behaving in the week to come. So I'm just going to pull the card out from under the beautiful kitty cat here. Okay, the contemplation card that you're being asked to consider is discipline. Discipline can be associated with punishment for breaking some form of social rule. It can also be a description of a system of rules, such as discipline of medicine. Discipline can also be a choice to regulate behavior that has become unhelpful to us, or to establish a behavior that enhances our sense of joy, freedom, and well-being. So obviously, if you're going to use this as an awareness activity, I would look at this and I would say, okay, so what has discipline been in my life? How have I been perceiving it? Has discipline been something that I experienced as part of having an overbearing parent or an overprotective parent? Were you in a harsh school, for example, where you had, no tolerance policy for certain things, and things were very, very strict and rigid, and you had to really keep yourself in order not to experience discipline that was difficult or painful. And you can also look at it in terms of yourself. How have you seen discipline in your life? I certainly remember a period in my life where discipline seemed to be just something I was going to balk against because I felt like I had very little freedom at certain points in my childhood. And so I didn't want to discipline myself. Not disciplining myself was a way of breaking the pattern. And then, of course, you got to come back to the other side of it, right? It's like the swing of a pendulum, because it's not good to stay up till 4 a.m. when you have to get up at 7 for work. It really isn't helpful. Structured free flow now is the card you're being asked to embrace as an energy, and I find that really fascinating because in conjunction with discipline now, if this is the energy you're being asked to embody, let's look at what it says. Think about your day ahead of time and decide on what steps, formula, or pattern you'd like to use. It's like placing numbered dance steps on the floor so that you have a rough idea of where your feet are aiming. Set a few anchor points to keep the general direction mapped out. One example might be rituals around certain things or setting a timeline. Now let whatever activity you're engaging in flow into that structure that you've created. Well, this is interesting. Okay, so now what you're being asked to look at is, I like. Here, Bubba. Make a list of things you like about yourself, character traits, shape of your nose, actions, choices or achievements you're proud of, compliments or awards you're proud of. Keep this list handy and read it at least 3 times today, or anytime you self-bash or someone else criticizes, shames, or blames you. So isn't this so interesting? Because it's saying you've actually got this right here. It's like, do this at least 3 times a day. Read it at least 3 times a day. And this is saying, create a structure around how you're going to do that. When are you going to do your 3 times? And now see how everything else flows in. Do you find yourself thinking about things that you like in the process of your day? And again, it's the structured free flow. It kind of goes along with the discipline. So again, I'm looking at that and I'm going, okay, as a reading for the week, what I would say is, if it were just a reading, I would say this week it's going to be a good week to stay positive about yourself, to make sure that what you're doing is maintaining some kind of ritual or some kind of structure around taking care of you in a loving way, and in choosing to really see yourself positively and really reinforce that. And you might find, for example, in the week, if it's a really tumultuous week, I was going to say politically, but then when hasn't it been? you might find that the world is going a little crazier and you really need to anchor into that part of yourself that is stable and secure and has faith. So that might be really specifically something that you like about yourself that you lean into, that disciplining yourself to do that this week is going to help you through it. So again, discipline, look at that in your life. Structured free flow, how do you want to set up rituals and routines in your life where you get to really reinforce the positive? And what is it that you really do like about yourself? Let yourself really explore that. You know, the suggestions that I've given are just only the beginning. You can certainly, I'm sure, think of many more things. Okay, so that is it for this week, and I will be doing the debrief for last week tomorrow. Okay, take care.